First of all, I'd like to thank Mike and the board at NEOPAT here for inviting us and honoring my brother with such a prestigious award. I'd like to tell you a little bit about an extraordinary person, my brother, Corporal Brad A. Davis. He is so many things to so many people. I can remember the day that he was born. I was almost 12, and I was sick with the flu. How apropos that I would be vomiting when he was being brought into the world, because I did not want another sibling to deal with. As the oldest of now 4 children, I knew what that meant, that I would be the babysitter all the time. But little did I know that the youngest and the oldest would grow up with very similar attributes. Brad was everyone's friend. He singled no one out. He had a contagious smile and a joyful laugh. He was always playing a joke on someone and pushing the limits as far as he could. He was not afraid of anything, whether it be jumping out of a plane or riding on a mechanical bull. Those he served with truly loved my brother. They could count on him in so many ways. When they were down and feeling sad being so far from home, he would lighten the mood with a prank or just his smile. When it was time to be serious, my brother was the guy that you wanted by your side. He was a leader to many. When I think about Brad, a saying comes to mind. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. While Brad only lived 21 years, I truly believe that this quote sums up how he lived his life. He experienced so many things in such a short time. We live in deeds, not years, in thoughts, not breaths, in feelings, not in figures on a dial. We should count time by each time our heart throbs. He most lives who thinks most, who feels the noblest, and acts the best. Brad was killed on April 22nd, 2009. It's hard to believe that this April will be 5 years, mainly because I can vividly relive that whole entire moment as if it were happening right now. That day and the days since are hard to explain unless you've been through it yourself. Unfortunately, all too many families have been through it, and many continue to go through it. When someone you love is deployed, you tell yourself daily, sometimes even more than that your loved one will be safe, and that they will come home, because that could never happen to me, when in reality, it can happen to you. No amount of prayer, begging, bartering, or selling your soul can prevent this from happening. There is no real way to make any sense of it. If you're a religious person, you may believe that it was just their time, and that the free will that God gives us to make choices, but sometimes those choices are poor and may negatively impact others. While that thought may be comforting for a moment, until the next time when you hear their favorite song, or you see that big, huge moon floating in the sky, or you see someone in the store dressed in military clothes, or your son comes home from school sad because he misses his Uncle Brad. When that happens, that justification is just no longer good enough. And the next bout of sorrow and anger and frustration and numbness begins again until you are comforted by another thought or another reason. Slowly you learn to move on. You remember the things that are important and the things in your life that you have that you can be thankful for. And you tell yourself that that's what he would have wanted to do, is for you to live your life to the fullest. Little by little, the days get easier, and slowly you begin to live a new normal. My family and I are honored and humbled that you have chosen Brad to be recognized today. the little things that people like you do every day to remember the sacrifices that so many have given reassures us that Brad and so many others' deaths have not been made in vain. It's important to reflect often on the fact that freedom is not free. It does come with a price. And together, we can continue to remember.
Bronze Star Medal, the Army Commendation Medal, the Army Good Conduct Medal, the National Defense Service Medal, the Iraq Campaign Medal, the Bronze Service Star, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, the Army Service Ribbon, the Overseas Service Ribbon, Parachutist Badge, the Combat Action Badge. Fully decorated and surrounded with a loving family. Thank you so much, Jen, for sharing with us. Kurt? All right.
You hear me okay? Yeah. On behalf of the board of NEOPAT and all of its members, I'd like to present you with this check for your sacrifice, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all that you have done. Thank you.